Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Tarshis from Tarshis Law Firm, and I'm here today with Bob and Gary from the Cannabis Career Institute. We are very excited because we're working together next weekend, October 22nd and 23rd, to bring to you a very cool program to talk about everything and anything cannabis. Bob, what got you started in this industry?
Well, I started the very first branded cannabis delivery service back in 1988. I moved to Hollywood from Virginia, and I wanted to have a way to not have to have a 9-to-5 job and answer to the man. And so I was in a music band and wanted to get to know everybody in the music industry. So I started this delivery service, and it quickly became very popular because it was the only delivery service at that time in Los Angeles. So I pretty much spent all my time in my car. I kind of thought of myself as a combination of a doctor and a truck driver, because I was always helping people and I was always on the road. And I was there at the height of the AIDS problem that happened in the 90s. And so I was there helping everybody on the front lines that was bedridden and terminally ill. And so it was a really educational experience helping people to get their cannabis and have safe access at a time when it really was hard to do. So made a lot of friendships and connections during that time, and hundreds and hundreds of customers, and probably made more transactions than anybody else in the industry. So that gave me kind of the street credibility to start Cannabis Career Institute, and be able to tell people how to start their own delivery services. And I started Cannabis Career Institute because I'd written a book called Starting Your Own Marijuana Delivery Service, and that was a bestseller, and it actually became the groundwork for the curriculum at Amsterdam University, where I was a professor for about 7 years and created the delivery curriculum there. So that was the genesis of getting into the cannabis industry for me, was creating this delivery service and then helping other people to create their delivery services.
Oh, that's great. So would you say that you focus more now on cultivation education or trimming or processing or dispensary education or warehousing? Where exactly do you place your emphasis for your educational curriculum?
Well, in the beginning, just anybody could go out and start their own cannabis business, and the industry has evolved. And around 2017, when legalization occurred, and I say that because a lot of rights got taken away at the same time as rights were given when legalization occurred here in California. And I decided to go out and stopped doing my unlicensed delivery service, and I went and got 12 cannabis licenses in the city of Adelanto. So for the past 5 years, I've been operating, training, and hiring hundreds of people for these operations in Adelanto, and creating a new curriculum for Cannabis Career Institute that focused on operations, qualifying to be in the industry, really any aspect of the industry that you want to get into, whether you want to apply for a license, create a brand, start some kind of a new marketing thing for the cannabis industry. There's all kinds of people that come to our classes, people that just want to get a job, people that want to create their own business, people that want to market to the cannabis industry, people who are looking for investors. So really, it's all about having a very broad curriculum that can answer the questions of anybody that's coming into the industry. Some people have a broad experience, other people have no experience. So we're here to help you figure out exactly what you want to do and get you on the right track to doing it.
Great. And I know that personally, I'm presenting obviously on the legal aspects of getting involved in this industry, which is very interesting. And I really enjoy this topic. It's something that we represent several different clients on in different disciplines of the industry. So some are in cultivation, some are in dispensaries, some are in the investment side, like you said. And then we have people that are looking to do sort of a niche market, like we've got some people who are consultants, we've got people that are doing some marketing initiatives. So like you said, it's really anything and everything related to business. There's something for you in the cannabis marketplace. So even if you're not sure entirely where you fit in yet, what you're saying is that your Career Institute helps people identify where their skill sets link up to other people in the room or to other opportunities in our area.
Exactly. You have to build a team and you have to create a niche that's going to be attractive for the market that you're in. And sometimes that takes a little bit of awareness and understanding of your market. And then you must know people in that market in order to succeed. And you must have somebody that is already in the industry, perhaps, to introduce you to those people, or to make sure that you know what your opportunities are.
Absolutely, that's so true. And we find that with many of our clients, that there are less than 6 degrees of separation, we like to say, amongst them, either with their different disciplines or what they're doing. And it's always great to have a community and a network of people behind you that you can rely on to give you good advice, that are rooting for you, not trying to tear you down. So we really focus on that here at my law firm. And it sounds like your event as well is very focused on that, not just having people all sit in the same room and digest the same material, but making genuine connections to each other so that they can facilitate plans to move forward together.
Yes, when there's a new market developing, it's crucial for the people in that community to get together, know each other, know what each other's skill sets are, and then create a network. So oftentimes we'll come to a class the first time in a city. Everybody kind of gets to know each other. We often share the class list with each other so they can get in touch with each other, and we make sure everybody knows what everybody else does. We have everybody introduce themselves to each other. So the next time we come back to the class, those people are already generally either teaming up or doing business with each other already. So it's really great to create those communities.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bob, I know you're kind of the quarterback of this enterprise, but I've obviously worked a bunch with Gary here to set up this communication. So don't want to leave you in the lurch there, Gary. Is there anything you'd like to add about why you think that this particular industry is so energized with people that are just clamoring to get involved? And how do you sort of make sure that you're meeting everybody's needs from an enthusiasm standpoint and getting them excited about coming to your event and continuing to stay plugged into the Cannabis Career Institute?
Well, Andrea, thanks for having us. And there's so many ways to get into this industry, because it's just not all about cultivation and growing flower. And as an example, I got into this industry back in 1982 with a board game called Trafficking. And at that time, it was a very controversial game. Instead of cops and robbers, it was narcs and dealers. And it was the object was to be the first dealer to sell a kilo of marijuana without getting busted. And
wow.
Being from Toronto, I was trying to get the game into the United States at the time. And apparently it was put on the ban list by Nancy Reagan, who had a campaign called Just Say No. And so it gained some notoriety in that sense. And the game, the website is trafficking.com. But I remember very vividly at that time when I was trying to market the game, a gentleman, I was basically a newbie to the cannabis industry, and his words still resonate. And what he told me was, if you want to get to be successful in this industry, immerse yourself in the culture. And that to me was a very profound thing to say. And it's absolutely true. If you want to make any kind of a venture work, it's so important to put your heart and soul into it. And that's, if I could suggest and recommend anything to anybody, it would be just that. Just if you're going to get into this industry, it usually attracts people who are already connected in some way. But if you are, just dive right into it. And once you're in the water, you do your best stroke.
And that's why we like to have the live classes, because there's really no replicating that experience of meeting the speakers in person, getting to know everybody in person. That's why we have the live classes and live trainings.
I think that's great advice. And I know there can be a bit of a stigma associated with the cannabis industry, or even just the word cannabis or marijuana. People sort of want to whisper it, that are higher up in the CEO ladders, or they've been building a career for themselves and a name for themselves in their community. And they're really passionate about getting into this, but they do it behind closed doors. So something that I think that's interesting that you said, Gary, is you can really just immerse yourself in the industry and the experience and not have to worry about any of that stigma anymore if you do it with an air of professionalism and integrity. And here at Tarshish Law Firm, that's what we focus on. We really treat every business like a business. So we're not trying to represent people that are looking to be like illegal drug dealers. We're not doing that. We're representing people who want to start a legitimate enterprise that happens to be dealing in cannabis or dealing in marijuana or edibles or THC or sativa or indica, like any of those fun buzzwords, right? So it's not about trying to create a culture of hippie potheads that are running around doing illegal things and they're only half doing it because they're only half awake. We're doing things with people who are credible business entrepreneurs or businessmen or women that have a plan and they're executing that plan.
That's exactly why I started Cannabis Career Institute, was to bring legitimacy to the industry, to have faces and names for the people who are instructors and people that they can trust. And our slogan has always been, be self-reliant and compliant. So following the law has always been the hallmark of Cannabis Career Institute, and that's why we're working with your firm.
Yep, that's very important to us as well. And Ian, don't want to leave you in the dark there either. Ian's on vacation, obviously, in a wonderful tropical environment here, but Ian has been the backbone of our organization and creating some of the marketing strategies that we employ here in Tarshish Law Firm. And we're looking to obviously bring that education as well to your attendees and to help them make themselves different in the marketplace. Because right now, licensing is very tightly controlled and there's not a lot of licenses available. So it's important to differentiate yourself and make yourself unique and identify what it is about your business or strategy that's going to separate you from your competition, but then also create a long-term plan for success. And Ian, do you have any ideas that you can give people, just like top 3 tips maybe of where they could focus their energies if they're just getting into the marketplace?
Right. Yeah. I would say that don't box yourself in. You don't necessarily have to be in cultivation or dispensing. You can focus on marijuana storage. You can focus on banking is a huge part of the industry. There's so many opportunities available that you don't want to put your blinders on and be stuck in one place. That's why it's important to do things and meet different people that can kind of broaden your horizons and see where your skill sets will fit.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I mean, really, you hit on the top 3 tips right there in one sentence. So very well said. So if people are interested in attending, how do they get tickets? Are they still available and on sale today? And do you have a limited number left? What should people do to get a hold of you and sign up for these very exciting 2 days?
You can always go to our website, cannabiscareerinstitute.com. We're also on Eventbrite, so real easy to order tickets. If you ever want a consultation, we do one-on-one consultations that are unlimited. So if you sign up and get a mentor at CCI, you have somebody assigned to you in that area of specialty, whether it's edibles or cooking or law, and they'll be your mentor either by Zoom or in person. So we specialize in helping people outside of class, even after our seminar. So you can come back, for example, forever for free to our seminars once you've signed up once. And you can also sign up for mentoring, which will help you outside the class for when you're coming to those crossroads that you need help with.
Okay, excellent. And we'll be sure to link the website as well here in this video post. So if people are interested, please click and buy a ticket ASAP before they sell out. There is limited capacity. And I know that you're moving quickly towards that capacity. So we're posting this video and giving people sort of a last chance to sign up. But if they don't hit this one for whatever reason, it sounds like you have additional conferences coming up in the near future.
Yes, we'll be back periodically to the Buffalo area. And if you sign up for a class in that area, you can go to any of our other classes nationwide if you happen to be in another city.
Okay, great. And Gary, did you want to say something else? It looks like maybe.
Well, no, I was just going to add that the website will also provide comprehensive information about the curriculum, the future dates. And as Bob was saying, anybody that does attend a class has a free pass for any other class that we do conduct. So welcome aboard.
That's fantastic. So in the news of cannabis news, you guys are the next big thing, and we're very excited to be a part of your team. We look forward to working with you and seeing everybody live in person next weekend on October 22nd and 23rd.